Morning. Okay. Nice.
People have always been drawn to music since music's been around. And since then, people have been trying to put it into a certain thing so they can listen to it as much as they want. Today, I'm going to talk to you about vinyl records and the importance that they have. I'm going to talk to you about the history, the cultural relevance of it, and vinyl today. So let's start with the beginning of things. Vinyl records started in 1930 according to an article written by Scott Thrill. Now when they first came out, they were like all new technology and it completely bombed. No one bought it, it was super expensive, and no one could afford it. So naturally it just went down the drain, no one paid attention to it, until after World War II. In World War II, everything was put on wax because it was cheaper than normal. And if you know anything, wax is vinyl records. So when the soldiers came back, they would buy record players because that's what they knew, and it boomed, went right through the roof. Today, wax is made out of recycled wax, or they use a heavier 180 gram or 220 gram. So it's thicker and it lasts longer and it sounds better. After World War II, the cultural dependency on vinyl just shot through the roof. There was a quote-unquote vinyl war between RCA and Columbia Records. And what that did was they came out with 45 records, which was smaller and they played faster and they could put less songs on it so they could charge more for it. They had the 33, the big ones, and just so many advances just kept coming and coming. And ended up booming. In fact, it got so popular that David Grubbs gave a speech called Remove Records from Texas. And when he said that there should be no recorded music ever because recorded music was the devil and would destroy music forever. That did not pan out, as you can tell, but it was a big movement and things get popular when there's an anti-thing for it. And in fact, in a study in the 1970s, 1 out of every 4 households had a record player that was used at least 4 times a day. So that kind of shows how well it was ingrained in everything else. The importance of records today. Now, a lot of people buy records for nostalgic reasons, the baby boomers, because that's what they grew up with. They grew up listening to the Paul Simons and the Simon Garfunkels. But the younger generation also likes to buy records too. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Kevin, how did you get so handsome? And why do you care so much about records? Well, it's easy. First one, a lot of time, a lot of work. Secondly, I've been collecting records since before I was born. My dad and his dad, my grandfather, had huge record collections. And some of my earliest memories are sitting around a record player, listening to the dirt on a Simon and Garfunkel record screech as it played around. In fact, most new records are also put onto vinyl, so us younger people, will be drawn to it. But the way they can counteract with the digital download is they put a card in there so you can download with it, so you can put it on your iPod and anything like that. And according to a statistic by Statista Infographics, LP records have went up 32% over the last 4 years and are continuing upward, mainly due to people wanting to buy it and relive their childhood, but also with the inclusion of new records, it's just going up and up. Now, although it may seem like vinyl records is a dead thing and that should just go away, it shows more about the people in the culture that no matter what, it's still rising and rising and people are still buying them. So I think no matter what, people will always be drawn to that music and be drawn to the warm, rich tones of vinyl records. Thank you.